Friends, hello. Kyiv Day is coming up, and we just couldn't help but make an episode about the extraordinary Kyiv craftsman. So, I'm Yevhen Synelnykov, and this is Craft Journeys. Let's go.
I'm Daria Kornichuk, producer of Ukraine's top essential oils and hydrolates. We will be distilling high menthol peppermint.
Am I understanding this correctly? My dad lives in the village. He has a device like this. He also does distillation, right?
The process is very similar, it just depends on what you use it for.
Here we have 4.5 kilograms. It's peppermint specifically.
I'll lend a hand so I can say later that I actually worked with peppermint, not just stood around. Wow, the smell is incredible. I can't believe this is just 4.5 kilograms. It feels like much more. As I understand it, now we're loading the dry one. It's already flying around like powder. Actually, you can just pick regular fresh ones from the garden and throw them in like this.
Yes, you can. The only thing that's important to understand is when you need to harvest it so that it has the highest concentration of essential oil. You'll see when we process it how tiny the amount of essential oil will be from this amount of mint. I think that's enough.
No, I think just a little more, just a small handful.
That's it.
That's enough, great.
We're filling it up.
With water?
Especially purified.
Regular, right?
We have our own well that's 80 meters deep, and we distill using this water because, I repeat, we use organic ingredients.
And these impurities remain?
Yes, only about 1% of producers in the world use purified drinking water.
What kind of guy ended up here? We're brewing some tea. Really, right?
Yes, yes.
Very concentrated.
Very, yes.
It seems like everything is simple, but where it seems simple, that's actually where everything is complicated.
It's always like that.
Yes, and depending on whether the water here is hot or cold, we can even control which molecule from the essential oil will end up in the hydrolat. Because the transformation of molecules can occur. This matters because our essential oil hydrolates molecules have therapeutic effects. And people who understand this choose exactly the essential oil that contains a particular molecule. That's really cool.
I know what essential oils are, but what is a hydrolat?
There will be 2 layers. The essential oil will be on top, as it's lighter than water, while the hydrolat, the watery part, will be at the bottom. But it will also be aromatic because there will be...
Perfumes include eau de toilette and perfume. Perfume is the oil, while eau de toilette is the hydrolat. Yes, that's correct. Oh, I got it.
Essential oil will contain fat-soluble molecules, and hydrolat will contain water-soluble molecules.
Why, though? I just figured it out, and now I'm confused again.
For me, hydrolat is something chemical, technical. Essential oil sounds kind of... Oh, but hydrolat needs to be renamed somehow because hydrolat sounds like some kind of paint or varnish material.
Yes.
Yes, water-based.
Hydrowater, hydrolat milk. Do you know why?
Why?
Because when the hydrolat is still warm and has just been produced, it will have a slightly cloudy color and it will look a bit like milk. That's why it's called hydrolat. Doesn't sound very chemical, does it?
Yes, actually it's done so that steam doesn't escape from other openings, but instead the maximum amount of steam goes directly, cools down, and comes out here. So all these gaps that we'll be touching, we seal them all with dough. We make this kind of dough.
Not just any flour will work. You need rye flour so that it gets exactly the consistency we need.
Yes, just so the plants fully absorb the water we've poured in, you need to mix it a little so it gets a uniform look, let's say.
How many years have you been doing this already?
We started commercial activity in July of 22 during the war. Although we prepared in advance, meaning we bought the land back in 2020.
We likely planted the field's first lavender in 21.
You returned after the deoccupation and started the business right away, yes?
No.
Wasn't it scary to start a business at that time?
It was scary. Plus, there was also a moment of disappointment because we lost a lot of our plants here, the ones we were preparing specifically for the start of commercial activity and processing. I actually had an idea exclusively. A full cycle production so that we would grow the plants and process them ourselves. But after so much investment, resources, and time had been put in, and the plants died, we decided that we needed to adapt, just like all entrepreneurs are adapting during wartime. And in addition to having our own plants now, and having restored a bit of the field, we also started cooperating with organic farmers in Ukraine. We purchase raw materials from them. We have our own plants, a full production cycle, and more. We encourage the organization. Ukraine faces a major issue with excessive pesticide use on plants. We need organic raw materials, and our cooperating farmers agree to this.
Basically, it will now be digested, boiled, everything that will die. Why can't we use pesticides?
Not everything, because there will be traces and residues of pesticides. Our essential oils are used on the body in different ways. So for me, it's important that they are organic. My mission is to bring organic products and to stimulate the demand for organic products.
And organic farming means without fertilizers, without minerals, without pesticides for pests. Even with weeds, you see, we use them. So manual weed and pest control, spreading manure, things like that, right? Yes. Oh, you went through so much trouble. Dear mother, you gave yourself a lot of work.
But we also use wild raw materials. There's a forest across the road from us, and there are trees and chamomile growing there. We also, during the season when they bloom, gather wild plants and distill and process them as well.
What do you need? Well, a lot of people will watch this video and say, I have plenty of time like that.
Actually, there is a problem with the supply of raw materials, but the first problem is electrification. Because we can't increase our production capacity with gas anymore. We really need electricity. We are looking for funding. Our neighbors, who we wanted to share this large budget with, have gone abroad and aren't returning. And this is actually our #1 problem, yes.
Dear DTEK, please note that it's necessary to support Ukrainian production. It's within your power. Next year. We twist it here with this kind of tube.
I just believe that the person should try everything in life. I worked in corporations for 10 years, now I have to be an entrepreneur. I researched that the essential oils market in Ukraine and globally is 95% fake.
Come on, they water them down and mix them, right?
Worse, they sell flavorings and synthetics under the guise of essential oils. It's better to just apply it to your skin, but even then it's still very bad for you. They do inhalations, they take synthetics internally. I'm a certified aromatherapist. I teach people how to use essential oils. Yes, it's a big problem because right now actually we work more in the retail segment, but I'm starting to develop cooperation with businesses. And besides the fact that ordinary people use synthetics, the worst thing is that businesses use synthetics. For example, in cosmetics, if you go to a bathhouse, sauna, or get a massage at some spa resort, most likely you'll also find there
a completely cheap pre-made fragrance.
We are starting to change all this, people's mindset, and really convey the value of such plant extracts.
Actually, friends, while they've all left, take note for yourselves. It's a very simple process, in my opinion. But it can bring profit. It's just that almost everyone has a similar device, I think, and you can make your own essential oil. Cool, I need to think about it. It's not just about moonshine. You seal it, put it on the fire, and wait.
When it gets to about 80 or 90, it will start boiling and the first drops will begin to flow. These first drops will already contain a mix of essential oil and hydrolat.
See you in 40 minutes.
How are they used? Even in the amount of tea, you are already drinking a certain concentration of essential oils. It's just very, very small. When we use the amount of mint that we loaded today, there will be a huge amount of this concentration, and we will see that what comes out is pure essential oil. We can see it directly. It will have the same effect as tea, but 1,000 times stronger. That's why it's such a very strong essential oil concentrate. This concentrate is used, literally drop by drop. Depending on the plant, the essential oil has different effects.
For example, lavender.
For example, lavender contains molecules with a calming effect that can be used in various ways. You can simply inhale the essential oil. For example, you can put a drop on a cotton pad and smell it, or you can inhale it directly from the bottle. When we inhale essential oil, the aromatic molecules enter our nasal passages. These molecules travel from the nasal passages to the limbic brain. And the limbic brain is responsible for our behavior, our emotions, and our mood. Accordingly, these molecules can stimulate, like mint, because menthol stimulates, or lavender can calm you down, because its molecule calms you.
It's not just a scent, it really works. We are what we smell, you could say.
We make ready-made blends, for example, massage blends. Or we work with saunas and steam baths.
That is, maybe in some big office you can place these oils and they will increase the employee's efficiency, of course. Is that true?
Yes, this is actually our time. Essential oils from these plants are considered immune boosters.
Amazing. So, I'm already treating myself, you could say. Yes, it doesn't work for us.
The path of entrepreneurship is very, very interesting. It's very inspiring. We have no competitors.
For now, but as soon as we show it, there will be.
It's great when they exist. Why? Because the market is bigger, there's more demand for your product than when you're alone.
See, I made a deal. No one will even be offended. Go ahead, do it. Oh.
Orders are collected here before being sent out. These are the labeled and bottled essential oils. These are essential oils produced by us. Well, let's start with something. Let's start with lavender.
What should I do, like this? Or do nothing, is that okay?
You can just drop it. Not all essential oils are safe for skin application. That's enough. But lavender can be used, it's considered really pediatric, even allowed for children. Yes.
What do you mean not everyone can be done like this? I do everyone like this.
You probably use synthetic ones. You can use them because it's synthetic, which basically is like regular synthetic material that touches your skin, but it can cause allergies. Synthetic essential oil can cause it, but that's artificial. Natural essential oils are potent plant extracts. They can, for example, if you put a drop of thyme or oregano, your skin might turn red.
How long does the scent last? You can use it like perfume, just dab and go. Yes, a little time here works well.
It's individual, but there are very strong molecules that can cause irritation. So you may not have it, but Yevhen could, for example, feel irritation.
Is it me? Let's say he has it and I don't.
I might have it. And this is mint, which we will also get today.
Oh, it doesn't even smell like mint. No, there's some mint, but just a little bit. Like this.
I suggest you compare what hydrolat is. Because you asked, right? Such a non-selling name, as you said. Hydrolats are very gentle. They have a very low concentration of essential oils that got in there, and they can be applied directly to the skin.
The scent here isn't as strong or intense. Those, I just barely touched my nose and the scent is still there. But these are lighter. And how much does the oil cost? For example, like this orange.
From 1 kilogram, you might get 1 milliliter, maybe none at all, or maybe 5 milliliters. And this actually forms the cost price, and then the price of the essential oil. Citrus essential oil is generally considered one of the cheapest.
Well, for example, the essential oil of sweet orange.
Yes, it's 330 hryvnias for 5 milliliters here. If we're talking about spices, the price range will be around 600 to 700 hryvnias. Cardamom, fennel seeds, coriander, black pepper. If we're talking, for example, about a flower like the rose, we also distill it, but we get very, very little of that essential oil, and we can't even continue with it because it remains exclusively for me. I got it, it already happened. 7,000 hryvnias for 2 milliliters.
And here are 5 milliliters, so half as much, 7,000 hryvnias?
Yes, rose is the world's most expensive essential oil.
Wow, so what's going on here? How are we doing? Hear that? It's bubbling. Oh, there are certain aromas out in the field, and here they're completely different. When we were unloading the third batch, there were a ton of people in the office.
And here too, you can even see it if you bend down like this. Oh, that's cool. Here it's lighter and lower, and up here there's this light brown essential oil.
I'm Tanya, I'm Anton, and we're creating the project The Treasure. Currently, you can see 5 models we've created so far. We're still working on them. For me, it was like when you have a box with your childhood treasures in it, the perfect chestnut.
A collection, Turbo.
The letter sh, spools, some lucky tickets. These are some things about childhood, because one way or another, as you go through things now, you return to your childhood and you realize how it was. And even if you imagine that all of this will happen and things will go back, it still won't be like it was before. This is encapsulated the way it used to be. And you remember how you drank coffee here, and over there you and your friends broke a window somewhere? And so there was a desire to make all of this like a treasure map. Like something you put on a shelf and it's childish, playful, with some kind of warm, pleasant vibe.
Tell me, please, how do you choose the objects? Well, I see this is Mariupol, this is a water tower. This is a theater. This is the building that stood next to the theater. This is the colonnade, or whatever you call it, right?
When a city appeared in the news, especially one I had never been to, I would open Google Maps and walk around, travel through that city and see what it was all about, because I wanted to capture all of that. I was looking for places that had already suffered from terrorism, where there were war crimes, a destroyed or damaged building. I made a 3D model of it. Because, for example, there are small towns that no longer exist, like Volnovakha or Marinka. And you need to walk around there to look around. This church must be captured as it can't be rebuilt. Our architectural heritage, which is lost forever. And there's this particular building on Lobanovskoho because everyone saw it on the news since a missile hit it literally on the 25th or 26th. And it's important to place this particular building here because this building in Bucha was in all the news. Everyone will remember and recall it, which is why it happened so variably then.
When we were driving, I imagined there would be Kyiv Kreshchatyk, there would be a part of the city. But here it's all put together so directly. Here there are the Golden Gate, our stele, and the Motherland Monument.
When we're children, we have a very distorted idea of space. It seems to us that this was literally right next to that and it was very quick to get there, and that place, on the contrary, was very far away. That's why I wanted to create something where everything is mixed together, not like we see it on the map.
So small, so tiny, how is that? How is that?
When Tanya arrived and showed this idea in the form of renders and asked whether it was even physically possible to make, we started looking for the right size. It will be on a bookshelf or on some kind of dresser. How do you hold it in your hands? Is it comfortable or not? Will it be heavy or light? Are the elements printed using 3D printing? Some elements were milled on a computer numerical control machine. For example, to make water, water is a transparent element. You can't print it or mill it like that. We milled the master model, then made a matrix, a silicone mold, and poured the transparent material into it. For the grass, we used the flocking technique. Flock is tiny particles like small synthetic fibers. And with the help of static electricity, they stick into the surface where glue has been applied. That means you can't do this by hand.
Wow. And how much time does it take, for example, for a Kyiv like this? Well, approximately a month for one. So if it takes that long to make, does it cost more?
We don't sell it yet.
But how come you don't sell it?
This project is focused on creating, not making money, which is very important. Every model, every house requires an individual approach. Well, for example, the 101 tower and the Kyiv television tower, we spent a week just discussing how to make them. We cast the 101 tower out of metal. Each building needs its own approach, its own solution for how it works. Maybe the scene needs to be changed, because when it's designed in 3D, that's one thing. Holding everything changes how it works. We tested sizes of 10, 15, and 20 centimeters in diameter. And we realized that this is optimal both for fantastic detailing and for fitting it into the interior. Now we create each model individually. This is truly a unique process. I go to Anton and ask if he has 10 more pieces. They're simple. These legs are much simpler. He disagrees, saying each one is absolutely unique. And now we have a task. There are 50 models and there are 50 pictures for now. And for at least each model, we want to create a physical object in order to go through this process of searching for the perfect look. Here we have walnut. The paving stones look like this, but they're different in Chernihiv.
The tiles in Sumy should differ from those in Mariupol.
We don't have the goal right now to collect money and sell everything off.
All right, so what is the goal then?
Right now, we're bringing this project to life and searching for the ideal form. At this point, everything is still a prototype.
We started with what you said, that cities which have gone through some terrible things, I mean... Volnovaka, Avdiivka and Vinnytsia are the main focus. Vinnytsia, Melitopol.
That's how I classified it for myself. It's occupation, it's a terrorist attack, and there are countless destroyed towns and villages in Donetsk region.
I get it. It doesn't have to be a city, right? Yes. A dream is... There's some Hostomel here, yes.
A little bit of Hostomel. A dream, yes, there's Snake Island. Well, let's call it a geographical object. Crimea, the peninsula. Well, there's Enerhoder, there's a tiny little piece of Enerhoder, and 4 out of 6 power units. I would also like to mention Jarilhak Island and Henichesk. Yes, the Damba Dambovska, and it's interesting to look at. Even when you look at it, you feel like a little child. You look at the little plane, and somehow it's fun to look at it like a child.
Yes, children will see a toy here, but adults will feel emotions here.
What do you need it for? She came to you and said, "Here, I brought you a headache. Make me these little ones." What do you need it for?
I believed in the idea. Well, I liked it. I enjoy doing this, plus a lot of people do it. There are artists, there are modelers who prepare things for printing, there are machine operators, there are just model makers who glue things together by hand, like those trees. That's their way of expressing themselves too.
Well, you have to understand that people get paid for the work they do. Well, except for you and me.
Well, except for you and me.
So you pay them? I thought they did it just for fun because they liked it. Since you say it's about skill, I thought you inspired everyone with your vision. So it turns out that besides investing a lot of your own time, you also invest your own money in this. Right now you pay people a salary.
Well, because it's my emotion and it's, well, my little bag that I'm carrying on a stick. And people actually should get paid for this and work as if it's a serious job. It's a profession for them, it's a skill for them, it's, well, a way to earn money, so it should be paid.
Are you planning to sell this, make it an art object, or is it just a dream you hope will come true? Another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. Now everyone from Hostomel is gifting them to each other and to the mayor, and when Branson arrives, he'll get one too. Will it be like one dream and...
I would be happy if this became a commercial project. We are moving in that direction, but that's not the only goal. Now we need to make 50 of them, and it's a very big process, and it's a very serious process. But of course, I really want people to have the opportunity to buy it and install it at home. Right now, we are in the process of creating 10 new models. Literally, by the end of the month, they should already be in boxes.
They're so collectible. You just want to look at them, and look at them again. You already know Kyiv. You've seen it countless times. But still, the fact that it's so tiny is just wow. And the tower, it's made just like a real tower, a television tower, right?
I remember Anton's face when I said, well, there will be a television tower, but it's, well, pretty small. And Anton measures it in the program and says, it's less than 0.1 millimeter. Are you kidding me? How are we going to do this?
Beautifully.
And for example, the last 3 closing models are Donetsk, Luhansk, and Crimea. And I realized that Donetsk should be the airport. Well, you know, you can do a lot of things with it. The stadium is cool, but it has to be the airport because it's a silhouette that triggers something and it's already about something else. And on this model, the little plane takes off. So it's an airport that was still functioning where people are flying off on vacation.
I would also add that these objects, roughly speaking, are about domestic tourism. Unfortunately, some people didn't care at all about the settlements we're talking about now. And it took a war for us to, roughly speaking, remember them.
So we could see that every small village is unique. Tell me, please, where did you learn to do things like this?
Once I was sitting in Chernihiv in the square with newspapers in my hands looking for a job, and an acquaintance of mine who was passing by suggested that I come to Kyiv. This was when I was in my third year, to work for a day or two on a film set as a loader. And I fell in love with that atmosphere. Someone's doing something, everyone seems so professional, so cool with all these multi-tools. And I really liked it. For a while I worked as a set designer on the filming set. I enjoyed watching my movie and seeing how various films were made. And there I saw what could be done. I call my profession model maker, and I redirected my curiosity specifically into something small, into making some props by hand. This became the special effects studio, Motobor Practical Effects.
Am I understanding this correctly? So, for example, when a train is moving and falls into a quarry, you make a small train and a small quarry. Then the cameraman films it with a large lens, making the train look like it's actually falling.
Exactly.
I understood correctly. Why is it made of glass instead of plastic?
It has a different throughput. It collects dust differently and it gets fingerprints differently.
Well, yeah, and it's just not the same at all.
I called the New Year's toy factory. They said, no. I called everyone I could, even those who make hookah flasks. I found a craftsman in Kharkiv and he makes the sky for these cities. I even ordered glass from China and it's not the same. You can feel that it's, well, mass-produced, but this is handmade too. A glass blower blows the glass by hand.
So even this glass will have a cost. If it's blown glass made by hand.
Of course, you can go in the direction of making the process cheaper. For example, Anton will tell me, then we don't make window frames in the tower, or we throw out half of the windows. We cut back a little here and there, but at some point we realize that, well, I don't want to make it cheaper. I don't want it to look simpler. I don't want it to look like a Chinese knockoff. I don't want it to feel mass-produced. I want it to be a work of art. Because all the people involved in this process are doing real art.
It's the same design, but these are unique objects. The trees are glued in by hand. Where it's glued in, that's where it stays. Even each piece of glass, although the shape is the same, the glass itself is different.
I'll say some obvious things.
I'm Victor, and I've been brewing beer all my life. You know, I have a tradition at my brewery that we actually started. At our brewery, you can't walk around with an empty glass, so take this mug.
Can I get coffee first? Not beer right away.
Hold on a second, wait, just a moment. Now you'll taste coffee that has been aged for 3 months in barrels from local drinks. This is post-fermented coffee, which we put in green and then roast ourselves. And based on this, we make drinks and we'll sell this kind of coffee. Fermented brewery coffee, cool.
You really put a lot of effort into this place.
Look, I wanted to tell you about beer, but you wanted coffee. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go get some coffee. Right now, cold brew is being made from this aged coffee barrel. It's hungry coffee that steeps for 2 days. Next, at the fermentation stage, it is added to the barley wine. Barley wine is a beer style with 16% alcohol. Wow, it's basically a barley wine. And a little juice is added. And now we'll try it together. Where there's drinking, there's pouring.
I've never seen coffee poured from such a large tank before.
You can really appreciate the aroma of this coffee that's been aged in a cold brew barrel. Wow! It really brings out all these aromas. Chocolate and, you know, some dark fruits.
Very interesting.
You know, you'll never get this kind of aroma with the hot method. Woody notes, a bit of leather, that's all from what was fermented in the barrels. And it carries over a bit, so have a sip. There's some kind of really dark caramel in there somewhere. It's an interesting drink.
I'll be honest, I've heard that beer in a barrel is really cool and awesome, but coffee in a barrel, that's just...
Our craft brewery. It's actually not about the money. It's about the expertise, what we can do. We have a powerful empire of our own. And we opened this brewery to show that we can make drinks that are much higher quality even than the mass market or in Europe.
So it's not about the money, it's
about image. It's about experiments. It's about enjoying the work. It's about having fun, right? Our company, Silpo, is all about fun. She can do it, and we also try to keep up with these trends, to set trends. My team, the ones who do all this, because in fact, the guys are the ones who actually create all of this with their own hands. And here is our wall. We opened on December 20th, 2021. You see a lot of different varieties. And there are collaborations with women brewers. Side by side, yeah. They wanted it themselves. They didn't want to be pink witches. They wanted to be beach witches. This is an interesting Berliner with pink peppers brewed, right? That's our lineup. There's strawberry and cucumber beer and even beer with information technology, guys. This is our barrel-aged project, yes, the one we're working on. Non-alcoholic beer. We had a very limited idea about beer. Since Soviet times, right?
a 3-liter bottle.
Yes, that's right. Draft beer and everything. In fact, there are now over 1,000 types of beer worldwide. And they're all different, right? And here we only knew Jiggle, some Moscow beer, Leningrad beer, Lviv porter, right? We had about 18 guest beer varieties out of 1,000 in the Soviet Union.
After 1,000 options.
After countless options, people were still limited, right? And when the youth teach beer culture about proper consumption, they cling to these varieties. And people now understand that it's better to have a glass or two of regular, more expensive, but quality beer rather than take a 2-liter bowl.
And just for the sake of getting drunk.
We call them boobs. Take a 2-liter boob, get wasted on it, and that's it. But what is craft, right? A craft brewery? It's innovation because you use different ingredients, different technologies, but this innovation preserves the soul of the beer, you know? And the brewer who creates, who invents, that's always interesting. Look, everyone knows Czech Pilsner, for example, right? Yeah. German Weizen, German Berliner, American Indian Pale Ale, and British bitters. And there is no Ukrainian style. And now this work has been going on for a year. Ukraine Golden Ale. We aim to set legal standards, making it the first official Ukrainian beer style. That's cool. Even in Poland, they have Grodziskie beer. Everyone knows it's only brewed there, but a style that would be brewed Ukrainian, what we'd have in Ukraine, doesn't exist here. That's it.
That's a shame. We need to fix that.
For real. And right now, one of the missions of good professional brewers is to search for that flavor that would be authentic for Ukraine. This is the first swallow Ukraine Golden Ale. I'm a bicycle enthusiast, my friends. We brewed a beer called Velo Indian Pale Ale for bikes, for cyclists. This beer is session. What does session mean? It means it's light. Its original gravity is 8 with 2.2% alcohol, so you could drink it like water.
Is 2.2% even real?
Yeah, it's just to restore your balance after a hard day. We brewed this as a collaboration, and we'll be bottling it in a few days. Thanks. It's a light little thing.
It's awesome.
You can drink it in the summer.
Just awesome. Where will it be available for sale?
It will be in cans, and we'll have it at our pub and also at the Kyiv Local Brewers pub, because they have a small pub in Podil too.
And where can it be found in cans?
Silposhka.
Friends, drink it. It's delicious.
This is another beer sample. Tabula rasa, a clean slate.
Is this beer?
This is beer. Tabula rasa?
Is this what beer looks like?
Yes, can you imagine? Beer is absolutely different for every taste, for every wallet. And this is beer that matured for 12 months in a barrel. What do we have? Barley wine and muscatel.
Muscatel.
Barrels from under muscatel. It has a 5-year shelf life, Ukrainian style. The beer itself already resembles aged cherries and even whiskey. Drinking it slowly lets you savor and enjoy it.
Honestly, we've already filmed more than one brewery, and it seems like, what else can you come up with?
No,
They just made delicious beer. Now just look at this bottle of beer.
here.
This is beer.
I'll show you our secret spot that we've taken over where our beer is aging in barrels. Oh, look. Oloroso sherry barrel, right? Vermouth. That's where strong spirits are aged, and currently a barley wine is maturing. In those barrels, a lambic is aging. This is a sour beer. It's not spoiled. It's just sour beer. It's fantastic. In Belgium, it's called Brussels champagne, but don't we need to consider the aging period here? At least from 1 to 3 years.
Up to 3 years?
Yes, blending 1 and 2-year-old makes goose, which matures 6 more months in the bottle, clarifies, then you pour and enjoy.
Previously, with alcohol, whiskey, people already understand. There is single malt, there is blended. After that came wine. Now the same process is happening with beer. People started to appreciate and look for their own.
We try to develop it, but beer culture is advancing. Craft beer used to make up about 1%, but now it accounts for about 3.5% in Ukraine. It's always great when people come for tours. You stopped by, someone else stopped by. Communication. Having a conversation over a beer is always a great idea, right? And we have our craft to-go corners. There are 11 of them now, but in 2 months there will be about 20. That's where we sell our own fresh, delicious beer and can have conversations. There are these small bar counters everywhere, you know, and you can chat with the bartender. If you want, you can pour yourself a drink and tell an interesting story. You know, everything should be simple. On weekends, we always do tastings. You know, people really enjoy it.
Drink.
When people drink beer, it also increases your appetite. And they eat, they munch on anything.
Krauton, chips.
All sorts of junk, salty, greasy, fried, whatever. That's very EMS.
Well, that's classic, coming to a pub and getting some nice greasy wings.
And then you'll get a beer belly. And everyone thinks it's from the beer. It's not the beer. It's what you eat with the beer. And you need to eat properly with beer. Something light, the greatest. Every type of beer needs its own snack.
We've touched on a very interesting topic, pairing food and beer. In our pub, both Oleksiy and Marco try to do this. They create and come up with something special, you know?
There is a scientific approach to this issue. So pairing is the combination of dishes and dishes, drinks and drinks, dishes and drinks. And pairing solves several issues, either to enhance the taste of something else, or on the contrary, to diminish it, or you can make a simply perfect pair where the food and drinks will enhance each other so much that it will be pure pleasure.
Akademischen Cervetti, Akademischen Moku, Akademischen Din.
Well, let's go try it. Let's go.
Right now you actually have our basic type of beer. It's called Enjoy 10 here.
Come on, friends. Thank you for coming. It's always great.
Thank you for inviting me. Friends, remember these gentlemen are working now. That's the kind of job they have?
You have basic beer, the simplest beer, but now we'll give you, and this is Hermelin.
It's double fermented. It's very unusual, but it goes fantastically well with beer.
There's a cheese aroma.
And not just cheese, not only that.
But this is a perfect simple beer, lager, pilsner.
And now you can finally drink the beer. The sharpness of this particular dish, it gets neutralized.
With a rather simple beer, very tasty. Cool, really, the right approach. Quite a pronounced cheese, with such a vivid taste and aroma. And a light beer, there's something to it.
Now we have the next sample.
It's a very old beer style, the ancient German Berliner Weiss. This is a beer brewed with a large amount of wheat and wheat malt. It is soured by special bacteria that live on the grain itself. Lactobacteria, you're about to taste it. 3 types of pepper are added during fermentation. White, aromatic, and pink pepper. That's why the beer is named
Pink Beach.
Bish Pinkwich.
Bish Pinkwich.
Peach?
Pink pepper, yes. No matter how you look at it, it still ends up being sexism. A big sip. This Berliner is really refreshing. It's just a top beer for summer.
Very tasty. Yes, beer.
Yes, very sour beer, but it's just...
It's barely sour. Actually not sour at all. Very tasty, light, and probably not very alcoholic, right? Yes.
2.2%. That's...
Great. That's exactly what you need, so you can drink. Yeah. And not embarrass yourself. And drink some more.
Haha. Here we've prepared seafood in salsa. There are peppers here, there are peppers. This food is made for this beer and these peppers. But please, try the shrimp specifically with this salsa.
Light beer is cool. There was a combination of something bright and light beer. Here, this one is light and this one is light too. Or did it seem to me that after that, well, there was one taste of beer, now we've eaten these shrimp, and it somehow became more, not fruity, but it became sweeter.
Because all peppers that are a bit spicy, they always affect your taste buds in such a way that after them, drinks really do taste sweeter to you.
I realized brewing is like cooking. Do whatever you want.
You need to know what will happen.
How it will affect the body, yes.
But you're right that you can mix different sets, different berries, spices, food.
They brewed beer in those pits.
What? Yes.
Surströmming.
Surströmming.
Yes, guys did this in Korea.
Sorry for my reaction.
Just a second.
We need to ask for what? Well, anyway, yes.
He insists that tomato beer is a very gastronomic beer.
Look, this is a michelada. Michelada is a Mexican thing. When I was in Mexico, I tried thousands of micheladas. And then I made my own recipe. And then I gave it to the greatest, who made his own michelada.
A little bit of coriander.
Wow. Coriander.
And pink. Oops!
Go away. Immediately, such an aroma. Tomato beer really pairs with anything, meat or fish.
You don't need to limit yourself to any particular dish. Because we're not experimenting with the alcohol content, we're experimenting with the range of flavors.
Delicious.
And now have you paired beer with desserts?
I haven't tried it, and that's actually really interesting. Oh, well, that's really something. It's a completely different beer.
The malt is slightly smoked over peat.
Sweet and so nice.
Thick.
The beer is thick.
This is a milk stout.
Stout.
Greatest. And what's with the milk stout? Oh, they add lactose to it.
Milk sugar.
Milk sugar.
This is a dessert that was invented in Italy in the 90s when the real culinary revolution was just beginning and so on. They are called Beeramisu.
Beeramisu?
From the word bira meaning beer, Beeramisu. And do you know what that is on top?
Chocolate.
No, that's malt from stout black made like a powder.
That's sweet. Stout is a bit bitter, but very tasty.
The beer itself really opens up nicely. Yeah, it seems to me, or maybe it's just me, but it has this kind of chocolate aftertaste. Chocolate creamy.
It emphasizes it very strongly.
Very tasty.
One enhances the other, and the other enhances the first.
I wouldn't have even thought that with something sweet. Beer would taste great with something sweet.
You see, well, you didn't come there, to drink 5 or 10 glasses. You came to enjoy yourself.
You took a stout, took something sweet, and felt that taste.
The greatest, come visit us more often.
Friends, I won't leave you anymore.
For my honor, I'll say, I brewed the strongest beer in Ukraine. It was also a barley wine, 35% alcohol. Wow, this beer is in the Ukrainian Book of Records. And you're going to drink it now, and all of us will taste its lighter version. But it's tastier because this is the story of another 12 months in the barrel. There are some woody, leathery, sherry notes, some dark caramel, some raisins. So Jamaican rum was in this barrel first. Then we put 16-degree barley wine in there, and it was aging there for a year.
Well, and this is already digestive. You shouldn't drink it from a big glass. Wow.
It's very tasty to drink barley wine and enjoy it with blue cheese. But today there's something unique.
I thought it was honey. It's honey. Is it honey? It's honey, but it's honey that we make ourselves here in the pub. It's malt honey. When the guys brew the wort, when they're making some beer, we take a little from them before they add the hops. We keep evaporating it until it becomes syrup.
Guys, can I have a drink with you? You really surprised me today. First of all, by the combination. And secondly, by this drink, which... Well, this isn't beer. Sorry, this isn't beer. It has to be something else. This isn't beer. This is the greatest beer. Come on, thank you. This is very tasty.
I'm Anya.
I'm Vlad.
We're a Mind Me company and we make coffee.
Contains extracts from functional plants and mushrooms.
I'm sorry. What?
Functional coffee with plant and mushroom extracts.
I'm sorry, what? Coffee with mushroom extracts?
Yes, and plants. It's kind of a trend right now. And we want to bring this trend to people, that you can drink coffee or consume other products, but in a healthy way.
I know there's Robusta and Arabica.
Well, your knowledge is just impressive.
I have a coffee shop.
We're just talking about Robusta and Arabica coffee, yes. And we have coffee with added medicinal plant and mushroom extracts, so that you can enjoy your favorite coffee, but also with benefits and get health benefits from it.
I still don't understand. So you add vitamins and extracts to the coffee?
Yes, is this it? Yes, right now we have 4 types of coffee. Their effect on the body varies with the type of coffee and the specific plant or mushroom extracts added. I'll start with this.
Yes, always with plant mushrooms. Let's talk about mushrooms. Because I understand plants. Yes, but mushrooms, how does that work?
Look, we're breaking some stereotypes right now. Because when you say mushrooms to someone, for some reason it immediately gets associated with some kind of bad story.
For me, it's the Carpathians and porcini mushrooms.
But there are other mushrooms that also...
You mean hallucinogenic ones?
That's not what we're talking about.
Yes.
We quickly get off track and end up here. For instance, mushrooms have been used in Chinese and Indian medicine for thousands of years. For example, mushrooms like shiitake and maitake. These are medicinal mushrooms that support your body's immune functions. They activate your immunity to protect against diseases. In Ukraine, the well-known medicinal mushroom hericium is included in our creative and focused coffee. It helps restore neural connections in the brain. It activates your brain and cognitive functions. It helps you stay more focused. There's also turkey tail and chaga here. So they help your body to be more concentrated, more focused.
How do you do it? For example, there's this mushroom. Did you grind it or how do you prepare it?
Have you ever made a tincture with some herb and alcohol?
Well, yes, of course.
There's an alcohol-based one.
And there's an extract that's made by boiling, so to speak. Only the powder remains. And when we add it, we add special hot extraction extracts here, because when coffee passes through hot water, they don't lose their functional parts.
So once again, just to make sure I understand correctly, you take the mushroom and boil it until the water evaporates and only the powder is left. You add it to the coffee and it becomes a mix.
Yes, that's right, but this boiling process isn't done by us. It's done by specialized certified companies that make so-called standardized extracts. What does standardized mean? Each portion contains the same concentration of beneficial substances. If you have powder, it may mean there's only a little here. So no matter how much of this extract you add to your coffee, there will be this specific amount of substances. And we also make sure that the concentration of polysaccharides and beta-glucans is not less than the stated amount. This is very important?
This is very important. You understand, right?
Here's how it started. We're not alone in this. Hennady is our partner. So I know about coffee, and he knows very well about these health extracts, about health functions. And then we somehow combined our competencies. And why not add this to coffee so that it's not only healthy, but also tasty?
And does it taste like mushrooms? No, right?
Absolutely not.
Look, this was one of the most difficult tasks for the technologists and the nutritionists. to make such a concentration so that it would have a good effect on you and you wouldn't feel the taste. We use not therapeutic doses here, but preventive ones. That's important so someone can calmly, if they're drinking...
This is not treatment, this is prevention.
Support for the body. And look, actually, the Mind Me brand is not just about coffee. We had to start somewhere. We can't launch everything at once. We are currently developing more products in our wellness line. These include matcha, cocoa, and smoothies. That is, we want people to be with the Mind Me brand all day long, enjoying what they like and getting benefits at the same time. This anti-stress relaxed coffee stands out from the entire line because, first of all, it contains 50% caffeine. This is done by blending regular coffee with fully decaffeinated coffee. 50-50.
That's because stress and caffeine, yeah.
Yeah, it's not racing. Well, I mean, it's racing normally, but yeah, so there's a bit of a caffeine effect.
So that...
It would be less? Yes, so that it would be less and, let's say, so that a person could drink it after lunch in the evening. Here, there are additional extracts of ashwagandha. This is a plant that has been used for thousands of years in Ayurvedic medicine. It helps you to be calmer, more balanced, meaning it soothes you.
What does it include?
Yes, it includes 3 ingredients: cordyceps, maca, and ginkgo biloba. Cordyceps is a nootropic. It's a fungus that helps you be more physically active, physically resilient, and reduces fatigue. Look, it's very important. The effect of our coffee isn't immediate. It works through accumulation. It takes about 3 to 5, for some people 10 to 14 days. And our goal isn't for you to drink it and be energetic and then not be. You activate your body in such a way that you stay energetic all the time afterwards. But there's one more thing I'd like to draw your attention to. Look, we're not a magic pill that you just drink coffee and everything will be great.
You'll have tons of energy.
We promote a healthy lifestyle. This is one of the components of that lifestyle. We started with ourselves and now we have feedback from our consumers. And you know, it's very nice to hear that most people, about 73%, we even measured it, feel positive changes.
Let's move on. Anti-stress, energy, wellness.
Wellness means health and immunity. It supports gut health.
The digestive system overall.
The digestive system, since immunity is 90%, that's basically what we have in our intestines and the health of our intestines.
This includes mushrooms like maitake, shiitake. I think you've definitely heard of those. These are Chinese mushrooms. These are exactly the ones that help activate the immune system and the gut.
Probiotics as well.
Tell me, please, you do understand that it even sounds like that, right? What? Well, you need to have confidence to take our courage and make coffee like this.
Yes.
To be a little bit goofy.
I wanted to say it, but it's good that you said it yourself.
We're basically creating a new category. That also costs a lot. And for us, you know, it's like a snowball effect. At first, little by little, little by little. And now we even have brand ambassadors. That is, people who have tried it and liked it. And they went on to tell their friends and acquaintances about it.
We have one more left, creative and focus.
This coffee is very interesting because the main ingredient here is lion's mane. Hericium erinaceus, to be precise. Or lion's mane mushroom. Why do I say it's interesting? Because many people in Ukraine actually know about lion's mane. They know about it and consume it. It's scientifically proven to improve brain activity and cognitive functions. And it even regenerates neurons.
Cool.
There is scientific research confirming all these plants and mushrooms. We haven't been on the market for that long yet. It's only our 2nd month since launching, but some people have already visited 2 or 3 times. By the way, they also buy gifts. That's also, let's say, a desire to help, plus the bright packaging. How we brew coffee matters. So, if it's espresso, it will have an acidic, rich, and dense taste. We can brew it using drip brewing or so-called drip coffee, or by brewing in a V-shaped filter. You can use an AeroPress, a French press, please. It also brews perfectly in a Turkish coffee pot. The effect of the extracts does not depend on the brewing method.
Please tell me more about the packaging.
The packaging and stickers are all made by Ukrainian manufacturers. This is also sort of a new startup that also stimulates and supports domestic producers. City.
It was scary to start now in such a difficult time right during the war to start a new business. Scary.
Of course, it's scary. That's normal. Being afraid is normal. So you need to understand that despite all these circumstances, you have to act today. Because tomorrow...
It might not come.
It might not come, yes.
That's how I feel about life after the occupation. Before, I always used to think, yeah, I'll have time, I'll make it. After the occupation, I thought maybe I won't make it after all. Please help. Everyone keeps chatting and I want to speak and have some coffee.
It's very interesting, especially regarding mushrooms, their quality and their effect on the body. There's a great movie on Netflix called Fantastic Fungi.
Or you could visit the Carpathians and meet Yuri Solomchenko. He'll tell you everything.
I want people and mushrooms to be friends, since people fear mushrooms. I represent mushrooms' interests here as their diplomat.
Nice, Radika. It's both sour and just right, and bitter just right.
It was important that it wasn't too sour or too bitter, so that the maximum number of people would like it, because the point is for it to have a coffee flavor, but the main thing is for it to have a positive effect.
Well, not yet. It has a cumulative effect. Won't it help?
We have one more espresso. As with everything, there can be an overdose. If you eat 10 apples within an hour, that will also be an overdose. An apple is healthy and it's pectinates digestion, but friends, moderation is important in everything.
It seems to me that you can overdose on coffee faster than on these extracts. Yes, yes.
We developed a special formula so that a person who, for example, drinks from 1 to 4 cups of coffee a day can have them without any harm to their health, and there's no need to worry about overdosing.
You should always listen to your body and pay attention to it.
My body always yells, enough. Is this already a business? You've just started. Does it bring in money or is it still just taking it out?
Look, for now it's just taking money out. At this stage, yes, a lot of money goes into advertising. Look, if you just put it on the shelf in a store and no one stands here to tell you about it, you might buy it, but the chances are very low. It's unclear if it's tasty.
What is mushroom extract? How does it work? And what's it used for? That's true. Here, you have to take the hard way.
By the way, we have very fast delivery. Since I also have expertise in logistics, we set up this process to make it fast. Basically, let's say we were laying the foundations for a large company right from the start, so that when we face scaling up, it won't become a problem. This is crucial for startups. So right from the start, prepare for the fact that you won't have just 2 or 3 sales a day, but 100 sales a day. Model your business in such a way that you are already big. That means you need to have a clear financial system, a CRM system that will help you structure and process orders. Automate your processes whenever possible. It's easy to do today.
Yesterday, Venezia was released. Today, Verita shared a story that their website has already been processed.